Are you struggling with freeCodeCamp's Build a Finals Exam table? If so, you came to the right channel. You are new. My name's Rob. I'm with freeCodeCamp, and this is where I go through some of freeCodeCamp's courses that they have online that are for free. I go through them from an instructor's point of view. I want to point out some things. You're going to get a little bit of history on some of these elements, when we're going to use them. So that's why I'm making these videos. I'm coming at it from an instructor's point of view. So something that you can do to really help us out with the algorithm is make sure that you hit the like button and put in the comments if you were here because you did get stuck on a certain step. That helps us out to know what actually made sense to you to keep you going, right? So anyways, let's go ahead and dive into these labs. All right, so before we actually get into it, tables, they've been around forever. And back in the early development days of HTML pages, a lot of developers leaned on tables to help with page layout designs like you see right here. And it just gave that developer a little more control than what was actually possible. And the things that you have to remember, I know that you're just learning HTML now, but we didn't have some of those goodies that we are used to right now, which are CSS Grid, as well as CSS Flexbox. Now, to give you an idea of when Flexbox actually came out, I believe it was around 2012. And when we're talking about CSS Grid, that was around 2017. So as you can see, it takes time to progress and push things forward and get something that is widely accepted for the browser. Now, just like freeCodeCamp has said in its discussions, that when we're talking about tables, it should really be more or less putting data in there. And that's what the table was really designed to do, is to display tabular data. With that little history knowledge, let's go ahead and start off with step number one. Okay, so this is an example, the preview of what we are going to be building. Again, nothing too big as far as complexity goes, and it's going to be a lot of repetitiveness, but you're going to get the exercise of seeing how does a table get formed. And if you have any questions over anything, make sure that you post them down below. We will definitely take a look. So I'm going to close this out and let's go ahead and start with this step number one. In this workshop, you're going to be practicing the HTML tables. Let's go ahead and begin with a doc type HTML, set the language to English, and then inside of the HTML, we want to make sure that we have a head element. So a lot of things going on all in step one. I believe there's only 12 steps in this altogether. And what it wants us to do first is create this doc type. So I'm going to go ahead and do this here for us. Next, it says it wants an HTML. And so again, these are going to be tags that have opening and closing aspects with it. In the HTML, it wants us to have an attribute on here called language. So that's going to be lang for short. And then as far as the value that goes inside there, we want to set that to English. Next, it says that inside of the HTML, we need to have a head element. And so I'm going to go ahead and do opening and closing tags on it. There's going to be some elements that we're going to be putting on here that are both open and close. And there's going to be some that aren't. And in all the cases so far, minus the very first one, they deserve to have a closing tag on it. Let's go ahead and check our code, and it says keep trying. The head tag needs a closing tag, and I accidentally spelled heads instead of head. Check the code. There we go. Moving on to the next. Step number two in building a final exams table for freeCodeCamp, it says that inside the head element, we need to go ahead and nest a meta element. We need to set the character set to UTF-8. So let's go ahead and do that right now. This is going to be one of those tags that do not require a closing aspect of it. So I'm going to set the char set, and I want to set that equal to UTF-8. Okay. Now, something I will mention on here, because sometimes I do get comments in these videos, does the syntax matter? It does. Make sure that if it's capitalized up here in the gray, it needs to be capitalized down here. Okay. All right. Next, it says below the meta element, we need to go ahead and add a title. So let's do a title. This one does get opening and closing tags. So for some of these opening and closing tags, I immediately try to go ahead and put the closing one immediately before I start typing what goes in between. And I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to paste it here because inside the title, it needs to say calculus final exams table. We're not going to see anything on the page quite yet as far as us, the user. Where would we see this title happen at? Is in the tabs. However, through freeCodeCamp's editor here, we're not going to see that. Let's go check our code here. And I do believe it says after you complete the head element, let's go ahead and add a body. So I didn't read that part. Let's go ahead and add a body, and that does get an opening and closing tag as well. So now we can check our code. Congratulations, we're moving on to the next section. All right, step number 3. In the previous lectures, we learned about tables and the table element. They represent tabular data, and that's what I was saying nowadays, is that they need to be used for displaying data rather than trying to make a web page layout, right? So inside the body element, let's go ahead and nest a table element. Table elements do get opening and closing tags, and so that will look like this. So an opening, and then here's the closing tag. All right, let's check our work. There we go. Moving on to the next step. All right, step number 4. To add a caption to the table, you must utilize the caption element, and it needs to be inside of the table. And I did want to bring some information here to you. Like I said, we're all trying to learn this. Hopefully that's why you're on this video. If we take a look at W3 Schools and you do a search for caption tag, and you do W3 Schools, you're going to come to this. And it says here that the caption tag defines the table's captions. And if we look at what that is here, we can see that inside the table element, we have this opening closing tag here of captions. And this is what is going on top of the table. Now, something else to note on here, it says the tag must be inserted immediately after the table tag. Make sure that we're paying close attention to that if you plan on utilizing tables. It says on here, by default, the table caption will be center aligned on the table. However, you are able to utilize CSS properties to change what side the captions will be on. Cool, good to know. Let's go back to our problem here. And here it does give us the captions open and close. To save me on typing, I am going to copy it, but then I'm going to tweak it or refactor it to make it match my needs. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the football scores. And what it wants in here is the calculus final exam grades. So once I put that in there, we'll see that it is now on there. Perfect. Let's go ahead and check our code. There we go. Let's move on to the next step. Step number 5 in building a final exams table for freeCodeCamp. It says that for our very first section of the table, we want to group things together in the header. This is going to represent the column labels that we will see for the student's first name, last name, and exam grade. But we don't want to quite do that quite yet, and that is because it just wants us to do the table head, which is T head, and then it also wants the closing tag aspect of it, and it needs to go below the caption. Now, the way that freeCodeCamp works this out is the line 12, it did the below the caption here for us, which is fine with me. And I'm going to go ahead and paste what's on my clipboard. I'm going to keep this little green thing here. That's called a comment. You can put comments in there. It's not going to affect the code. But I believe when we hit the check the code, we're going to be presented with the check mark, and in the next step, this comment is going to be gone. It does not save them. So let's go ahead and check our code. Congratulations. Let's move on to the next step. All right, I'm on step number 6 in building a final exam table for freeCodeCamp. It says on here that the table head element consists of a table row element as well as the table header element. And in this example below, we see that we have a T head, which is your table head, and then we have a TR that is wrapping the THs. Okay, so the way that I want to make sure that you all are breaking things down here is this is going to be the top section of our row. Think of it as an Excel spreadsheet. We need to have column names, right? And this right here, we are building the column names inside of this element here called table head. And the very first row, which is here a table row, will consist of these 3 columns, okay? But we want to have first name, last name, and grade. Again, to save myself some typing, I'm going to grab table row to table row that is inside of this example T head. Let's go ahead and paste this in here. So let me go ahead and do that. Notice that I have team wins and losses. I do need to change that to last name first name, and then grade. So the very first one will be last name, and then we are moving over here to first name, and then the last one here is going to be grade. Okay, let's go ahead and check our code here. Congratulations, we're moving on. Step number 7 in building a final exams table for freeCodeCamp, it tells us that now that we've completed the head section, it's time to go ahead and add the T body or the table body. The table body will represent all of the students' names and their grades. Go ahead and add a table body element to your table. Before we go ahead and do that, I did want to, again, use W3 Schools as a guide and maybe to see where we're going when we're making these tables. And we've already done a lot of this work over here. So, for example, we already have our table. We've already done a T head. And notice that we have a table row here, and then followed by some table heads. And then we're closing off the head, okay? What comes after the head? It's just like a web page, right? We're going to go to the body next. So there's the T body, and look at this. This is interesting, right? We have another TR, okay? We had a TR up here. What did that do? That made a row for us in the table. So we're going to use that same exact element to make a row for our data. And TDs, how's that different than a TH? What does TD stand for? If we remember this from freeCodeCamp's lectures, it did say that, hey, this stands for tabular data, right? Table data. And anything that is in the body, we're going to be referencing as TDs when it comes to the data aspect of this. It does mention on here, just for some food for thought, the table body tag is used to group the body elements of an HTML. It also notes on here that the element must have at least one table row tag inside, and then the table body tag must be used as a child of the table element, and it must be below the head. Okay, so just some things to think about as we're building this out. I know that this doesn't have a lot of steps with it, so that's why I'm trying to give you a little bit more information as we're going through this. So it just wants a T body here, and let's go ahead and close off the T body. Let's check our code. That looks great. We're moving on to the next. All right, step number 8, it says, let's add some student data to the table. Make sure that we use the TD, which is table data element, and that will be inside of the table row. So your first table data element should contain the last name of Davis, first name Alex, and then the third being a grade of 54. That's a pretty low score. I hope your name is not Alex Davis. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to copy the example code that they give us, and then I'm going to paste it. And that way I can, again, manipulate some of the items on here to fit the needs and refactor things. And if I needed more information than what it is giving me here, I can always add another TD to this row to give me another cell. So the very first thing it says, the last name needs to be Davis, the first name needs to be Alex, and then the grade needs to be 54. Again, the TDs go in the exact same order that the went in as far as what do they represent. And up here in our code, the first TH is the last name, the next TH is the first name, and then the last TH is the grade. So that's the order that these will go in as well. Let's check our code, see if we got it right. There we go. Let's move on to the next one. Step number 9. Now it's time to add 2 more students to the table. We've already got the first one underneath our belts. So again, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to grab these table rows and all the information inside, because if it was good enough to pass the last one, it should be good enough to pass this one as well. So we want to have Doe, Samantha, and 92. Okay, that one is complete. Let's do the next one. So I'm going to go ahead and paste again. And this one is Rodriguez, and then Marcus, and then 80. There's Rodriguez, Marcus, and 88. All right, let's check our code. Congratulations, we can see our visual. Let's move on to step number 10. For step number 10, it looks like we're adding 2 more students to this, and I already have the table rows copied to my clipboard from the last step, so I'm going to do the exact same thing for this. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and bring back the video so that way we can check our code. Okay, so I went ahead and added the 2 new students on here, Thompson Jane 77, Williams Natalie, and then 83. And let's go ahead and check our code, and we are ready for this next step. Okay, step number 11 in building a final exams table for freeCodeCamp. It says that the last section, we're going to go ahead and add a footer element to the bottom of our table, and that is going to be represented with the T foot, and it will be used to calculate the average or to display the average. It's not going to calculate anything, but we're going to add a T foot to the table. Inside there, we want a table row, and then we want to add 2 table datas. Okay, so let's go ahead and do all that. We're going to go ahead and start with a T foot, and then again, I'm closing it off. I always say good practice when you're first starting out is if you add an opening tag and it needs a closing, go ahead and do that right away before you forget and it's lost in all the mess. Next, we want to go ahead and do the table row. So TR, and again, I'm closing off the TR. And inside the TR, it says we need to have 2 TD elements. So let's go ahead and do that. TD, and then I'm closing this one off, TD. Then I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste. Okay, now it says that we need to contain, in the first TD, it should contain the average grade, right? There we go. And in the next table data, it should have 78.8. Okay, there it is. Let's go ahead and check our code. Congratulations, we are done with this step. I believe we just have one more to go. Let's see. Step number 12, it says that we are almost complete, and it would be really nice on our table data element of the average grade if it could span across 2 columns, not just one. And it tells us that we can utilize a special attribute on there called column span or col span, and we want to set that equal to 2. So we're going to come down here and we're going to do col span, and we want to set that equal to 2. And now the average grade will take up 2 cells instead of just 1. Let's go ahead and check our code, and congratulations, our code passes. Deal. Okay, so definitely one of the shorter videos. I hope that you were able to follow through. You got a few tips and tricks from tables. Again, you're not going to deal with them much unless you are displaying tabular data. Works really well with things like React if you get that far in your learning, where you're able to just display information or display rows and rows of data. With that being said, thanks again for watching, and if you can, please leave a like, a comment on this video. It really helps out the algorithm, and we'll see you in the next video, okay?